Man casually tossed a cigarette butt. All the grass on the ground actually dodged away. What shocked him even more was, the ground here was actually made of Play-Doh. Finally he climbed onto the roof, and discovered all the houses here were identical. The entire community seemed like it had been copied. Even the clouds in the sky were all the same. He had originally just wanted to buy a house here, but such a bizarre neighborhood. They didn't dare move in at all, so he immediately prepared to leave with his girlfriend. But what he didn't know was, the nightmare was just truly beginning. No matter how long they drove, they would always return to the original house number 9. Finally they drove until dark, until the car ran out of gas. They returned to house number 9 for the 9th time. With no other choice, the two had to walk back inside again. Fortunately, the refrigerator in the room actually had champagne and fruit, but they discovered the strawberries had absolutely no taste when eaten. But the two couldn't worry about that much. They filled their stomachs and rested for the night. The next day, they decided to leave on foot, to avoid getting lost along the way. They would rather climb over fences than turn corners, walking straight toward the direction of the sun. But they walked until the sun set, yet still couldn't get out of the neighborhood. Just when the two were about to give up, Lucy discovered light coming from inside one of the houses, indicating there should be other people living here. But when they excitedly rushed into the room, they found the table was full of food they had left over from last night. They had returned to the starting point again. The only difference was, there was an additional cardboard box by the yard gate, filled with daily necessities and food, as if someone was feeding them, or observing them. Thinking of the real estate agent who brought them here, Jack immediately felt like he was being played with. To make the other party stop this behavior, he immediately responded, directly setting fire to house number 9. He wanted to use this method to make the mastermind behind the scenes show themselves, but even as the two watched the house turn to ash with their own eyes, no one ever appeared. Finally the two were exhausted, and fell asleep one after another. When they woke up, another cardboard box had mysteriously appeared before them, but this time it wasn't food. It was a living baby. There was writing on the cardboard box, only if they raised the child could they regain their freedom. Even more bizarre was, house number 9, which they had personally watched turn to ash, had somehow appeared again, completely intact. With no other choice, the two could only accept reality, placing their last hope in the distress message left on the roof. Fortunately though, the baby grew at an almost visible rate. By the 98th day, it had already grown to look like a teenager. Not only did it look exactly like an ordinary child, it also possessed extraordinary mimicking abilities, almost able to reproduce their conversations one-to-one. Actually, all these days, Jack had never given up the idea of leaving. According to the requirements, their household garbage needed to be collected in cardboard boxes. Then someone would come to take it away. To see the person who took away the cardboard boxes, each time they would sit to the side, quietly staring at the cardboard box, but they never succeeded. The cardboard box would always disappear in the blink of an eye. Finally, Jack thought of a method. Since the entire community was fake, then maybe there would be answers underground. He wanted to know what was beneath the Play-Doh surface. Anyway,